Hello there, very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this edition of Primetime News on MTV Sports and Shakti TV with me, Joel Outscoot.
And I'm Rahna Farooq. Let's start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
5 new electorate organisers appointed to the SLFP. Notices issued on 27 persons who protested opposite the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption. The governor of the central bank returning back to work is shameful, says the anti-corruption organisation. Minister Rajitha Senaratne emphasises that he would not support sections of the 19th Amendment that cites the imprisonment of journalists under criminal charges.
Appointment letters were presented by the President to 5 new electorate organisers of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party today.
Chief Minister of the North-Western Province, Dayasiri Jayasekara, was appointed as the Bingiru electorate organiser today. Western Provincial Councillor Mr. Nimal Lansa was appointed the organiser of the Wattali electorate. According to the Presidential Media Unit, Indika Nalin Jayavikrama, who is the Mayor of Ampara, was appointed as organiser of Ampara South, while Sabarakamu Provincial Councillor Minister Udayakanta Gunatilaka and Chairman of the Varakalpura Pradesh Sabha, Kitsiri Vichetunga, were appointed joint organisers of the Dadigama electorate.
Meanwhile, the ambassador of Norway, Grete Lotion, called on President Maithripala Sirisena this morning.
The Norwegian ambassador commended the dedication of the president towards strengthening democracy and creating good governance in the country despite numerous obstacles. The Presidential Media Unit stated that the ambassador had also commended the success of the government's 100-day program. Grete Lotion noted that all those who she had met had praised the president's address to the nation delivered yesterday. Here, President Maithripala Sirisena had stressed that the sacrifices made for the country and its people will continue unchanged. The president extended his gratitude towards the Norwegian government for creating a positive international image for the new government and for working towards ushering in peace to the country during time of war. Also calling on President Maithripala Sirisena today were bishops representing 9 provinces in the island, led by Archbishop of Colombo His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit. The release issued by the Presidential Media Unit states that the group had extended their gratitude to the President and the government for lending assistance to successfully organizing ceremonies held during the Pope's recent visit to Sri Lanka. According to the Presidential Media Unit, the Archbishop had reiterated that fuller support will be extended to the current government led by the President when taking decisions of public interest. Bishop of Jaffna, Reverend Thomas Sundaranayagam, commended the President for programs implemented for the people in the northern and eastern provinces. The release states that the President's decision to return lands in the north, which were under the control of security forces, to its initial owners was a yeoman service. A broad debate has arisen over the use of a flag similar to the national flag at demonstrations organized in support of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Experts in law say that the use of a different flag while there is a national flag approved by the Constitution is a violation of the law. The police says that if a complaint is filed, action can be taken on this matter. This flag was being waved during the demonstration held in support of Mahinda Rajapaksa opposite the parliament. The difference in this flag is that the green and orange colour bars which represent the minority communities in the national flag were removed. The same flag was waved at the demonstration held opposite the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption when former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa arrived there. Public representatives including MPs and provincial councillors who made a pledge to protect the Constitution were seen with this flag in their hands. As there's a national flag approved by the Constitution of the country, if changes needs to be made to it, it can only be done through a public referendum.
The national flag cannot be changed. Part of it cannot be removed. It was evident that at a demonstration yesterday, the bars representing the minority communities in the national flag were removed. This is a dangerous situation. It is a disgrace to the nation as well to us all. Legal action too can be taken against such actions. No one can change this flag. If we receive a complaint, we will conduct an investigation and inform court of it. After the investigations, we will direct it to the Attorney General for advice.
Meanwhile, issuing a communique, General Secretary of the Pivituru Hela Uramiya, Udaya Gamampila, says that he was not aware that the flag in his hand during yesterday's demonstration was a distorted national flag. In the communique, he goes on to say that a certain group had brought the distorted flag and had distributed it among the demonstrators. The communique further reads that the sole responsibility of such a demonstration cannot be borne by the organizers, and that later it was revealed that such flags were also brought to his rallies in Kandy and Ratnapura. However, Gamampila adds that he is disappointed over the situation.
I am disappointed over the incident and I apologize for it. Such an incident should not have taken place. In the future, we will not steer or support such form of protests. If anyone's sentiments were affected, we deeply apologize to them. They are attempting to once again incite nationalism. We are against the politics of Gotabaya Rajapaksa, which is trying to drag this country back into nationalism. We are against it 1,000-fold. Please do not do it. It is wrong. This is enough. Who is the first accused after defeated Mahinda Rajapaksa? It's not Basil Rajapaksa, it's Gotabaya Rajapaksa who was with the Bodhibala Sena.
Notices have been issued against 27 persons who demonstrated opposite the commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption. On those against whom the notices were issued are MPs Dalasala Peruma, Gamli Lokuge, Bandulaguna Bodhana, Sarath Veerasekara, Jayantha Katagoda, S.M. Chandrasena, Veerakumara Disanaika and Udita Lokubandara. In addition, notices were also issued against Chief Minister of the Western Province Prasanna Ranatunga and councillors Upali Kodikara and Roger Seniviratna. 9 monks are among the 27 persons against whom the notices were issued today. On Wednesday, the Colombo Magistrate Court had issued an order banning the demonstration from taking place opposite the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption. However, the group demonstrated yesterday, violating the court order.
Minister Rajitha Senaratne emphasizes that he would not support sections of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution that cites the imprisonment of journalists under criminal charges. The minister emphasized this while taking part in the Satana political debate program on our sister channel Sirasa TV yesterday.
Among the amendments presented when the 19th Amendment to the Constitution was put forward, sections citing that journalists can be imprisoned under criminal charges were included. Section 28 of the bill reads that under election law or a referendum, in the event that guidelines issued by the Elections Commissioner during an election or a referendum are not complied with, legal action can be taken on criminal charges, even against privately owned media institutions. The maximum punishment is a prison sentence of 3 years or a fine not exceeding 100,000 rupees.
ඒකේ තියෙනවා අපි දන්නේ මගේ අතේ තියෙනවා ඒ සංශෝධනයේ එක කොටසක් මේක අදාළ වෙන්නේ අර අපිට ප්‍රසිද්ධ කළ පනත් කෙටුම් පතේ 28 වෙනි ඡේදයට මේක මාධ්‍යයට අදාළයි ඒ කියන්නේ මැතිවරණයක් තියෙනකොට මෙන්න මෙහෙමයි ඒකේ පරණ එකේ තියෙන්නේ කොමිෂන් සභාව විසින් නිකුත් කරනු ලබන අධිකරණය මගින් ඉවත් කරා. ඔව් ඒක ඉවත් කළා. ඒ කියන්නේ දඬුවම් දෙය හැකි කියන එකට. හැබැයි මගේ අතටපත් වෙලා තියෙනවා 43 වන පිටුව 28 වන වගන්තිය. මේ අලුත් එකේ මේ අඟහරුවාදා ඉදිරිපත් කළයි කියන එකේ ඉවත් කරලා දාන කොටස. ඔව් ඉවත් කළා නැවත දාන කොටස.
නෑ ඒවටත් අපි දැන් විරුද්ධව කළා ඒවත් ඉවත් කරා.
ඒ කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේකට ඔබතුමාලා පක්ෂද විරුද්ධද කියන්නකො. යම් රජයේ නිලධාරියෙකු රාජ්‍ය සංස්ථාවක හෝ වෙනත් යම් ලිඛිත නීතියක් යටතේ රජය වෙත
Any business or other undertaking vested in the government and a company registered or deemed to be registered under the Companies Act No. 7 of 2007, in which the government, a public corporation or any local authority holds more than 40% of the shares. Thereby it is mentioned that an owner of a private radio station or television service or newspaper or publication can be charged for a wrongdoing. Has this been removed?
ප්‍රකාශයකයෙකු වරදකට වරදකරුවන අතර කියලා දාලා තියෙනවා. මේක ඉවත් කළාද තාම තියෙනවද?
ඒක නම් ඉවත් කරේ නෑ මං හිතන්නේ. නමුත් ඉතුරු ඒවා ටික මේව කරා මොකක්ද මේ මාධ්‍යයට තිබුණ අර මාධ්‍ය මැතිවරණය වලදී මාධ්‍යවල හැසිරීම පිළිබඳව තියෙන කොටස් ඔක්කොම ඉවත් කරා.
ඒ කියන්නේ මේ කොටස තියෙනවා. මේක ඉවත් කරලා නැත්නම් මාධ්‍ය නිදහස සම්බන්ධයෙන් බරපතල ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෙවෙයි.
මාධ්‍යයේ නිදහසක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මේ විනය පද්ධතියකුත් තියෙනවා. ඒ විනය පද්ධතිය තමුන්නාසලම හදා ගන්න ඕනේ. ආණ්ඩුවේ නෙවෙයි.
නෑ මේකට අදාළ
නෑ ඔය හදන්න ආණ්ඩුවෙන්නේ. ඔය හදන්න ආණ්ඩුවෙන්නේ. දැන් උපමාන මොනවද කියලා අපි දන්නේ නෑනේ. එතකොට උපමාන ඒ වෙලාවට මොනවා හරි එන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ ඒකට අදාළව ගනු ලබන්නා වූ හැඟීමක් අවුරුදු 3ක සිරදඬුවමක් රුපියල් ලක්ෂයක දඩයකට යටත් කරනවා.
Various views were also expressed on this matter today. If something that is in violation of the democratic process is being put forward through an act or an amendment, we will not be pleased about it. If an issue arises in this regard, as civil organizations, we will be able to once again make our voice heard. The Supreme Court has been made it clear on the matters surrounding media. Article 14 of the Constitution refers to the right to expression. With this, there will be a collision of the two. That is why there is an option to seek a two-third majority to pass this or to seek a public referendum. We respect that view. That is our view as well. Attempting to bring that back through the rear during the committee meeting is not a positive thing. That should not prevail in a democratic society.
රිංගන්න උත්සාහ කිරීම යහපත් තත්වයක් විදිහට අපි දකින්නේ නැහැ. ඒක ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී සමාජයක පැවතිය යුතු තත්වයක් නෙවෙයි.
19 වෙනි ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම අවස්ථාව පිළිබඳ නිශ්චිත භාවයක් නැති වෙලා තිබෙන්නේ ආණ්ඩුව පැත්තේ ගත්ත පියවරවල නිසා.
There is no definite stance on the 19th Amendment to the Constitution because of certain steps taken by the government. Secondly, the government attempted to bring in amendments in violation to the decision given by the Supreme Court. There were issues over several articles in it. The government is not looking at this from the same point of view. If this journey in violation of the Constitution continues, we will face a very serious situation.
ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවට පටහැනිව ගමන් කිරීම සිදු වුණොත් බරපතල අර්බුදයකට
Anti-corruption activists charge that the Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has returned to work even before Parliament has made a decision on the controversial CBSL Treasury bond issue. They emphasize that the President must intervene to resolve this matter.
At a time when there's a charge made against Arjuna Mahendran, he has once again returned to work. This is shameful. Whether he should return to work or not can only be determined by the decision that will be taken in Parliament over this matter. If he has any morality, I think that he should step down from his position and make a provision for an independent and proper investigation to be carried out. The Governor of the Central Bank needs to be sent home. Because of the friendship with Ranil Wickremesinghe, Arjuna Mahendran has been sent back to work. We wrote to President Maithripala Sirisena requesting for him to intervene and appoint a committee to conduct an independent investigation to that the wrong can be rectified. The Prime Minister has appointed 3 officers associated to the committee, and that committee now says that the Governor of the Central Bank was not directly involved in this. That indicates that he was directly connected to it. While they say he was not directly connected to it, the committee also says that there were discrepancies in the entire process. Before presenting this to the Parliament, the Governor of the Central Bank had returned to work yesterday. This is a blow to the entire monetary and financial market of the country as well as the stock exchange. We present a proposal to Parliament bearing the signatures of all the MPs requesting that Arjuna Mahendran be removed from the position of Governor of the Central Bank. What interest has been shown to investigate such large-scale fraud? Has punishments been imposed on those who committed it? No, punishment was meted out. He was given his job back. Is this an impartial process or a political process?
Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa visited Basil Rajapaksa at the National Hospital in Colombo today.
Former Minister Basil Rajapaksa, who was remanded until the 5th of May, continues to remain at the Merchant Ward of the National Hospital in Colombo. After visiting Basil Rajapaksa, the former president expressed the following views to the media.
The Rajapaksas are not thieves. I need to say that and make it clear. These are political decisions. Therefore, take a look at the charges that have been leveled. I clearly see this is an act of revenge. There is nothing more I can add to it.
The demonstration was staged in Bathramulla today, charging that none of the promises made to Samurdhi beneficiaries and officials were fulfilled. A number of trade unions, including the All Ceylon Samurdhi Development and Agriculture Officers Association, engaged in the demonstration.
A group which gathered at the Parliament roundabout in Bathramulla later commenced a march. A group including parliamentarians was seen engaging in the protest. Sajid Premadasa told the entire country that he will provide EPF and gratuity and will also increase subsidies up to 200%. Not even a rupee was increased apart from the increase made by Mahinda Rajapaksa. The previous government toppled because it interfered with the Samurdhi beneficiaries. We need to take legal action against what Sajid Premadasa has done. Do not destroy the Samurdhi Bank, which was established from the hard-earned money of our parents. This is your party. Do not make this into your political tool. The group it marched from the Samurdhi Ministry to Setchiripai in Bathramulla, engaged in a demonstration there. The secretary to the ministry met with the demonstrators and accepted a petition with the intention of handing it over to the subject minister. Meanwhile, the public arriving at the Divinaguma Bank were inconvenienced due to the officials engaging in the protest. This is the manner in which the people arriving at the Chilau and Munnespuram Divinaguma banks were inconvenienced due to the absence of officers.
මිනිස්සු එනවා අනාථ වෙනවා මේව වහලා දාලා මේ රජයේ නිවාරණ විද්‍යාස්වල මේ රජයේ සේවක මෙහෙම කරනවා නම් මිනිස්සුන්ට කොහොමද මිනිස්සු උද්ඝෝෂණ කරන්නේ කොහොමද ඉන්නේ.
This is what transpired when our journalists travelled to report on the situation at the Divinaguma Bank in Chilau.
කියන්නේ ඒක රජයේ දැනුම් දීලා තියෙනවද? දීලා තියෙනවා. මුක්ති සංගමවල බෑනේ. හා? හත්තිය නැත්නම් ගනුදෙනු කරන්න මට ගනුදෙනුලා ගනුදෙනු කරන්න බෑනේ. ඉතින් ඔබතුමිය දැන් නිවාඩු දාලා දෙන්නේ? මම ඒජියකට යනවා.
Convening a media briefing yesterday, the All Ceylon United Samurdhi Development Officers Associated stated that they condemned the protests led only by one political party. A circular has been issued to all the office allowance to 500 rupees. 300 will be provided for field officers. The necessary arrangements have been made to pay other allowance. The circular has been issued to increase travel allowances by half. The service minutes, including the promotion criteria, are being formulated and discussions have already taken place. Would like to state to all our Divinagama officers that the time has come to address your problems. Do not get involved in programs that benefit the followers of only a few trade union leaders. This is your time to correct the mistakes done in the past. We made mistakes for 20 years, but today we are at the correct place. Jagat Kumar, who left the Samurdhi program, is facing a problem of building political stability. So we state with responsibility that Samurdhi officers need to understand this.
Meanwhile, speaking at an event in Hambantota, Minister of Housing and Samurdhi, Sajid Premadasa, shared his views regarding the protest.
Who is staging this protest? A group of politicians who distributed the country's money to their families, who robbed the money allocated for Samurdhi beneficiaries in broad daylight, who tried to tap into overdues of Samurdhi beneficiaries, and who travelled in helicopters to view rugby matches, are now speaking out on behalf of the Samurdhi beneficiary and Samurdhi officials. What has happened to them now? These people are agitated even when the poorest is provided with concessions through good governance. In the past, they sat in their royal chairs and kept their wealth for themselves. Now we are reaching to all communities. We will share it with the small man. We will share it with low income earners. Now they say that it is wrong to do so.
Here's a look at the views expressed by State Minister of Housing and Samurdhi, Dilan Pereira, at a media briefing today.
Basil Rajapaksa was remanded for providing 2,500 rupees from the 10,000 rupees housing loan to Samurdhi beneficiaries by using his power. This was the first installment of the 10,000 rupees. He was arrested for giving out the first installment for the people of this country. I say this as a measure taken by Ranil Wickremesinghe to arrest Sajid Premadasa. This was the first step because there is a letter I wrote to Sajid Premadasa as soon as I took up office at this ministry. Sajid Premadasa approved a low-interest loan scheme to provide money to non-Samurdhi beneficiaries through the funds of the Samurdhi beneficiaries. I think he did this with good intentions. This does not comply with the Samurdhi Act. Then I wrote a letter to the President citing that this doesn't comply with the Act and to make this legal. Now what Basil Rajapaksa has done compiles with the Samurdhi Act. Because the money went to the Samurdhi beneficiaries and nowhere it is mentioned that the money went to Basil Rajapaksa's pocket. It doesn't say that the bounces that was given to the officers went into Basil Rajapaksa's pocket or these innocent officials' pockets. Therefore I say that behind the remanding of Basil Rajapaksa yesterday, Ranil Wickremesinghe was hinting something at Sajid Premadasa. The next point is that there is no corruption to the extent that was told. Vimal Veeravansa also said that Basil was behind Mahinda Rajapaksa's defeat and it was a conspiracy with India. But when you look at these charges, it seems to a certain extent that Basil has been cleared and a message has been signalled to Sajid Premadasa that if you break the rules, I will arrest you. We don't know if this is what is being done.
A parliamentarian, Kumara Welgamer, says that the meeting between the President and the former President cannot take place due to issues that have arisen.
During the past few days, discussions took place to conduct this meeting as two groups of members from the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The secretary of our party, the SLFP, told me on the 25th at 7 p.m. that a meeting could be arranged. However, we believe that this is not the right time to meet. The reason is that government officials are being questioned and some are being remanded. If we move in this manner, the officers working now will have to face issues no matter which government comes into power. The other issue is the reception that the Rajapaksas are receiving. Personal vengeance is not conclusive when we attempt to reach an agreement. In such a backdrop, I believe it is not possible for a meeting to take place.
මෙහෙම තියෙද්දි මම හිතන්නේ අපිට එකකතාවයකට එන්න මුණ ගැහෙන්න දැම්ම පුළුවන් කමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
මේ අය රිමාන්ඩ් කරන්නේ අධිකරණයකින්. නඩුකාරවරයෙක්.
They are remanded by the courts, by a judge. Therefore, we need to ask whether it is correct or not from the SLFP perspective to refrain from holding discussions because the actions of a judge is challenged, because court has issued an order and the individual has been remanded as per the order. If they are evading these discussions, that establishes unity in the SLFP by citing the aforementioned reasons that I don't believe is correct from the SLFP side. Because in the future, if a person is arrested or taken to court for the right reason, we should face these allegations if there are any.
A media briefing was convened today in order to elaborate on the success of the government's 100-day program.
Secretary to the President P.B. Abekun and Advisor to the President Tilak Ranaviraja and others were present at this media briefing. It was revealed that 45 of total promises made were fulfilled. It was also said that 51% of the work was completed. According to statistics, 7 tasks are being carried out.
What should take place within the 100 days needs to take place. When there are certain constitutional matters, they cannot be done at once. These matters needs to be taken up in Parliament. It has to be passed by Parliament. These processes have already begun. The tasks pertaining to 2 bills are 90% complete. We could have said that it was at 100%. However, it is only at 90%. 45 of the 100 activities have been fulfilled. All the bills with regard to 51 of those activities were passed. Funds have been allocated. Some have not reached the public as yet. We have conducted all the tasks. That is what is important.
Well, preparations are underway for the Sirasa John Kills Vesak Zone commemorating the 3 stages of Lord Buddha's life, which will take place in line with the Vesak full moon Poya day. The cup erecting ceremony marking the commencement of this endeavour took place at the head office of the Capital Maharaja organisation at Braybrook Place, Colombo 2 this morning.
The Mahasangha who were present for the event chanted Piriths to bless the endeavour which followed the cup erecting ceremony for the Sirasa John Kills Vesak zone.
Jami saranang buddhang nati tuyan bayang sada.
A group including senior officials of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited were present for the occasion.
This time we will witness a difference in preparing for the Vesak zone. The exposition of relics will include the relics of the 14 Maharatan Theros. Last year it was only 12, and this time there will be 14. Devotees will be given the opportunity to pay homage to the relics. The devotees can also pay homage to the relics of the Sariputta and Moggallana that will be brought from the Agrasravaka Mahaviharaya.
ඊට පස්සේ එතනින් ඇවිල්ලා අග්‍රශ්‍රාවක මහා විහාරයේ සිට වැඩම කරු ලබන සරියුත් මුගලන් අග්‍රශ්‍රාවක ධාතුන් වහන්සේලාගේ ධාතුන් වහන්සේ වැඳ පුදා ගැනීමට අවස්ථාව සලසනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම සර්වඥ ධාතුන් වහන්සේ සහ අග්‍රශ්‍රාවක ධාතුන්.
The statues of 28 Buddhas that preceded Gautama Buddha will be distributed to various areas in Sri Lanka to coincide with the Sirasa Vesak zone.
Devotees visiting the Sirasa John Kills Vesak zone will be able to pay homage to the relics without any difficulty, with preparations also being made in association with the John Kills group for the Amisa Puja as well.
Isipatana College Colombo was able to continue their undefeated streak in the Under-20 Inter-School Rugby Tournament. Isipatana won 2018 against St. Peter's College in Colombo. And now it's time for the Sports Roundup.
Sri Lanka A-team coach Ramesh Kalavitarana says that the series against Pakistan A-team will be played with the sole intention of selecting players for the national squad. He shared these views participating at the press briefing ahead of the series. The first match of the series, which consists of 3 one-day matches and 3 four-day matches, will get underway on Sunday. Ananda College Colombo emerged victorious against Hindu College Jaffna by an innings and 82 runs in the annual 2-day cricket match played for the Shiva Gurunathan Trophy. The match was played at the Hindu College grounds. Hindu College, who took first lease of the wicket, were bowled out in for 87 runs in their first innings. In reply, Ananda College Colombo were able to score 275 for the loss of 4 wickets in their first innings. Hindu College in their second innings were bowled out for 106 runs.
Well, with that, it's time for us to wrap up the news for today. Thank you very much for joining us. For the news team, I'm Joel Ausker.
And I'm Rahna Farooq. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant night.
Good night.